Okay, so due to popular demand, I'm going to take you through how to build your own Blade CP canopy with just a plain 8x11 sheet of paper. I've already printed out the pattern template on here. Now, taking the liberty to kind of design my own. The standard template comes white, but you can essentially paint onto the white areas whatever you want into the template. So here I have my template, so we're going to start folding now. The first fold you need to do is you need to flip over to the back side, and you want to make a fold that's directly half of the paper. Now, along with the template, there's also another template that includes all the fold lines that you should have at the end of your folds. But I find sometimes it's easier to actually just make the folds first, and then take it from there. So here we go. This is the first fold. So now you should have a fold directly in the middle of your paper. So again, now we're going to make another fold. This fold should come up right before you see where your printout is. This fold should end right at the end of your printout. So you might want to overlap just a little bit, because that will help disguise the fact that you're using paper. Now, you can overprint if you want to get more color along the edges, but I purposely chose not to overprint, because if you don't overprint, you can save a little bit of ink, right? So now we have the beginning of the Blade CP canopy fold. So now what we need to do is we need to fold in twice more. Again, you want to fold from the outside to the center line. Keep in mind, you want to crease all of these folds as you make them. So there we go. Now with all these folds in place, now what you have is you have just your image on just your design on the canopy. On the back it kind of looks like this. Not very exciting, I know. But now here comes the interesting bits. So we're going to make... This doesn't really look like that much of a canopy, right? But this is the beginning of how your canopy is going to look. We're going to fold from the center point. You're going to have to find the center point yourself, but the center point is essentially where this line begins. If you want to make it easier for yourself, you could fold one more time along here, and what you'll get out here is you get a visible crease that tells you where you should fold up to. At this point, you want to grab your center of your paper and pull it down like that until you get that fold that you want. Now, if you're printing out the standard template with the gray cutout area, you want to fold right to the end of the cutout area. If you're not, then you can choose. This is up to you. What you're going to be doing here is you're going to be pinching and folding down so that you have a little triangle shape here. And now you have what looks like an inside and outside fold. Now, you'll notice that already we're getting the shape of the canopy out. With these two folds, the canopy now forms a little nice kind of raptor-ish, T-Rex style-ish kind of canopy look to it. Okay, so we need to continue here. To give your nose not such a pointy look, some of you might like the pointy look, so you might decide to leave this. But essentially what you're going to be getting is you're going to be getting, once you fold this down, it's going to look kind of like a triangle, which is kind of ugly for helicopters' sake. So to give not such a pointy look, you want to fold this down, fold the two sides down, and you want to do this right until you see, do you see that? Right until you see the, I guess it would be the fake canopy, printed out canopy. Right until you see that, you make one fold. It's important to crease this one, because this one will give the body shape. And do the same to the other side. If you want to be absolutely symmetrical, you can make it easier yourself. You can fold like this, and then you can fold the other half, and you can match that fold. Now, it looks kind of ugly right now, but when you fold it down and you look at it again, now the front will form kind of a more squarish, more roundish kind of look to it. So, what you want to do now is you're going to form the nose now. The nose is formed simply by where that second line you just folded was. You want to take your side and you want to fold it down. And this you kind of do it by kind of by ear. In my guide there's a fold line that tells you roughly where you should do this. But you should try and make this kind of match that previous fold line you made at the top. But that's not absolutely critical because this kind of stuff is kind of adjustable based on your preferences and how well it fits into your helicopter. Keep in mind, you are going to be mounting this, so you might want to check whether these things fit or not. On my helicopter, I had to move the battery significantly forward, so these measurements are done so that the battery basically sticks into the nose and gives it much of the nose structure. Now that you've done these two folds, you want to fold one more time up to that previous line that you made, right there. And you do the same for both sides. And there you go. Now you have more of a canopy shape. Now what you do now is you tape these two so that you form the nose of your canopy. And now you can see that you have the nose of it. And now we need to make a cut. So the cut is quite important. Before you cut, it's a good idea to tape it. Now, do I have tape here? Okay, I don't actually have tape here, so we're going to demo this without actual tape. So, this section should be taped before you cut. The section right above the canopy. Once you've taped this, at the end of your tape, which should be at the end of your canopy, you want to end the canopy right around here. You don't want to end it right at the end because that'll give it the weird pointy look. If you want the pointy look of the canopy, you can end it at the very end. But for my measurements, right about here would be where your motor starts. So you cut the canopy right into here, and then you go along the piece. Now if you printed out the diagram that says cut here, you can cut right along those lines and it'll form roughly the shape that you want. I tend to cut a little more rounder, so I don't really use the template that much. So here's your cut, and you'll notice that you have a bit of extra, so you can cut either with the diagram on, or you can cut without the diagram. Now, if you're cutting with the cut template, then I would fold it out like this to make the cut, which should look roughly like that after you're done. And then when I fold it back down, you'll see that now you have the look of the template. Now, at this point, the template is pretty much done. Now you can do a few things to improve upon it. You can fold the edge down here to reinforce it so that when you stick it into the body pin, it'll stick in better. Personally, I would tape the entire back section here just so that it doesn't go flappy on you. Your nose should be already taped, but the angle at which you tape these two, should be based on how it fits on your body. So if your helicopter has some bigger wires here, you might want to expand it and contract it. Any additional features? Well, you might want to cut this a little bit more to allow for more breathing room for your motor. It's all up to you. It roughly fits into when you punch holes in the back, they roughly go around here where the white meets the printed region, depending on your printer. Some printers do borderless, so you don't get this, but it's pretty close to the edge. I would double reinforce tape that section before you punch the hole, and I would do it with a safety pin or something, because the hole you need is actually not that big. I see no point to using the rubber grommets for this particular application, but you can do that if you want. And there you have it. This is the Blade CP Canopy. Make do-it-yourself Canopy. If you want to see what it looks like when I fold it out, the end result is your template looks like that. And you see these diamond shapes here, which are also represented on the printable folding template. So enjoy!